Paul said, I pray that Christ be formed in you. Christ will begin to form in your spouse, in your kid. Christ will begin to form in your daughter and in your son and in your friend. And you know something will happen? They'll begin to show. Isn't that what happened? When someone gets pregnant, a little bump takes place. You see, change happens in the process. If you stop trying to force them by using willpower, and you lean into prayer, come on, and you're praying for their sake and not yours, Christ will begin to be formed in their weakness, where his grace is made perfect. And you'll see a little progress, just a little. And that doesn't mean that you begin to thrust all your hope into having your need fulfilled by them. No. They can't bear up under that. They're just showing just a little bit. You'll see a little progress. Don't overestimate that and give too much of yourself and then fall into deeper resentment again. Rather, you give a little more of yourself and meet them there. That's right. You give a little more of yourself, not expecting any more. And you'll find, listen now, you'll find that as you're praying for them, you'll be in faith regarding them. And the resentment will be gone. And the tormenting spirits will be gone. The depression will be gone. And the anxiety. You know, some of you are about to break because you're looking for your spouse to be where they can't. And yet you need. And it's breaking you mentally. It's breaking you emotionally. And it's broken you spiritually. But as you begin to pray and you begin to believe God, you'll find that you're not tormented anymore. And you're not in a cage anymore. Because the cage is only reserved for those who are in resentment, for those who are angry. But if you position yourself in prayer, so you're praying for them, for their sake and not yours, you'll find relief from the depression, relief from the rejection, relief from the low self-esteem. You'll find your finances will begin to flow again. Your health will begin to improve. Your overall well-being will begin to reflect as you come out of prison, as you come into faith, as you pray. And then as they begin to show, you begin to entrust a little more of what you need with them. Not too much, but just enough that they seem that they can handle. Not putting any pressure, but putting prayer. Not despising them for their weaknesses, but rejoicing knowing that God's grace is made perfect. And if they're not praying and accessing God's grace by their faith, then you access God's grace for them with your faith. Through prayer. And you begin to pray, oh child of God, you begin to pray. And after a while, that bump will grow into a bulge. That's right. And you can entrust a little more of yourself. And a little more of those needs will be met. Okay? Hear me now. But don't get too excited and give way too much more than they can handle, or you'll fall hard into resentment again, and you'll fall back under the mountain, crushed and entombed by resentment again. Not too much, just enough. As you pray, the Lord will deal with them. He'll begin to heal them and to work with them. Christ will begin to be formed in their weaknesses. And after a while, the baby, the bulge, will grow. And it will be obvious to everyone that they're with child. It'll be showing. It'll be showing. But you got to keep praying, because this is the mistake that so many people make. As soon as things get a little better, they stop praying. And when you stop praying, when you stop putting your faith into the grace to cover the weaknesses, you will abort the baby. That's right. You will abort the baby. You can't abort the baby. You got to keep praying until the baby is born, until Christ is successfully and completely formed in them, in that area of their lives. That was God's intent. That's why the Bible says that there two are better than one. And so you pray, and don't stop praying because it's getting better. You keep on praying until the baby's born. When the baby's born, it has its own life, and there's no need to pray anymore because Christ has become formed in that person. Meanwhile, you will have had to be patient and wait on God to meet your need. And you'll find that both needs have been met. So the windows are open. Come out of your cage. You don't belong in that cage. Come out. You don't belong in that dark place. Come out. You don't belong in that dungeon. Come out. The Lord did not intend for you to be entombed under this mountain. Come out and be free. Forgive, and you will be forgiven.